Today, we're going to peel back the curtain on a place you've probably never heard of. It's a private English garden that, on the surface, looks perfectly ordinary. But believe me, it is hiding an absolutely extraordinary secret. Let's dig in and see what's really going on. So, take a look at this. It's a peaceful, sprawling lawn surrounded by trees, right? You might see a place like this and think, oh, that's nice, manicured, quiet, maybe even a little, well, boring. But beneath this super calm surface, there's a wild story of its past and a present that is just buzzing with unexpected life.
So where are we exactly? Well, this is Powys House. It's a distinguished Grade 2 listed retirement villa in a town called Sidmouth in England. And yeah, on the surface, it's exactly what it sounds like.
Okay, so the property itself is this beautiful 19th century villa. And today, it's a private retirement community. It's set in about 5 acres of land, it's peaceful, beautifully kept, and, this is key, it's completely private and undisturbed. You know, the perfect setting for a quiet retirement, and, as it turns out, the perfect setting for something else entirely. Because if you know what you're looking for, you start to see that the land itself is telling a much, much older story. The clues are right there, hiding in plain sight. Now, while the lawn looks like your typical garden, come springtime, something really amazing happens. Flowers, like these native bluebells, just pop up in certain spots. And this isn't just a pretty sight. Oh no, it's like a piece of ecological forensics. See, these plants are what are known as ancient woodland indicators. Species like bluebells and wood anemones, they don't really spread easily or colonize new areas. So finding them here is a huge sign that this very ground was once part of a mature, ancient forest, long before any houses were ever built. This garden is literally living history. And you know what? That's just the story of the past. The residents living in this garden today are even more surprising. This quiet space is home to a bustling and incredibly diverse community. During the day, you can often see, or at least hear, visitors like this green woodpecker digging for ants in the lawn. In fact, a whole family of 4 was spotted here throughout a recent summer. They're just part of the daily rhythm of the place. And it's not just the birds. The gardens are also home to more unusual insects, like this absolutely stunning Jersey tiger moth. But here's the really cool part. They've been spotted here multiple times in recent years, which strongly suggests they might actually be breeding right here on the property. How cool is that? But the real secrets, well, they come out after dark. When the human residents are all tucked in, the grounds become this kind of highway for nocturnal animals. Badgers and red foxes are frequent visitors, using the cover of darkness to forage and explore. And the cast of characters here is just incredibly diverse. We're talking about everything from mammals like foxes and squirrels, to reptiles like the elusive slowworm, to a whole chorus of different birds and butterflies. It's basically a complete ecosystem in miniature. So we've got these clues of an ancient past and this rich community of animals living here today. But that brings up a really, really important question. Just how much life can a 5-acre private garden actually support? I mean, what would you guess? A dozen species? 50? Maybe? Get ready for this. The answer is astounding. 102. 102! That's the total number of species, plants, and animals that have been officially recorded within the grounds of Powys House. In a private retirement villa's garden? And that number represents some serious diversity. It's not just a few birds and squirrels we're talking about here. The official inventory includes mammals, reptiles, insects, wildflowers, fungi, and even tiny little organisms like liverworts. It's the whole shebang, a complete picture of a thriving ecosystem. So why here? What makes this place so special? Well, it's because the grounds create this perfect woodland edge habitat. You've got the mix of open lawns for foraging, but also dense trees and shrubs for shelter and nesting. It's ideal. Plus, the gardeners make a conscious choice to leave some areas uncut in the spring, which lets all these wildflowers and the insects that depend on them flourish. Now, this is a really fascinating local story for sure, but it also points to a much bigger idea about nature and conservation, right in the places we actually live. To really understand this ecosystem, scientists don't just count the species, they also measure how common they are. They use a simple index. So a species can be ranked as abundant, like the daisy, or frequent, like the gray squirrel, or maybe just a rare visitor, like the red fox. This gives a much clearer picture of the overall health of the habitat.
I think this quote just sums it up perfectly. There's this wonderful contrast, isn't there, between the tranquil, quiet lives of the people who live here and the incredibly busy, bustling world of the hundreds of other species they share the grounds with, often without even realizing it. And really, this is the ultimate takeaway. Places like Powys House prove that nature isn't just something you find way out in remote national parks. These small, private, seemingly ordinary spaces can be absolutely vital sanctuaries. They are hidden ecological hotspots that play a huge role in supporting the wildlife in our towns and cities.
So it kind of leaves you with a final thought, doesn't it? If a quiet retirement garden can be home to over 100 species, what hidden worlds are waiting to be discovered in your own local park, or your backyard, or even the little green patches along your street? What might you find if you just stop for a second and look a little closer?